Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 9 to the Skies. And we're starting things off today next to the fission reactor that we built last time, because we are going to be continuing a little bit with the advanced mechanism stuff. And the plan for today is to get the polonium pellets going. And to do this we need to get ourselves some polonium, which we get from a solar neutron activator, which is easy enough to craft. But we need to do this thing first, the HDPE sheet. So the first step for today is getting the process set up for producing the HDPE. And it is a fairly standalone thing that we could just set up over here. But as I want it linked to my AE2 system, I'm going to get this going over on the main island. So between episodes, I haven't really been doing much. I have been running this a little bit. And if we have a look in here at the plutonium, we have 84 of these things now. So this is really good. We can use this for the red matter, but we also need it for crafting the SPS casing. So I am going to save quite a bit of this. So let's get back over to the main island and find a spot for setting up the HDPE process. Right, so I think the most obvious place to do this is in here, isn't it? And this is the room that we set up for the fissile fuel. And I have all this space over here that I'm not using. So it's probably way bigger than I needed, but we can use this for the other advanced mechanism stuff and maybe a couple of other things as well. So I've already crafted everything I think I'm going to need. I am doing this from memory, so I may have done this a little bit wrong. But the way the HDPE works, we only need water and biofuel, so that's why we've got the crusher, and then everything else we just put it through some machines and we end up with the HDPE sheets at the end. So let's start at the beginning with the sink, and I've already got the ME cable running across here from the main network, so we can export stuff into this. It's probably just going to be the seeds, and we're going to use those to get the biofuel with the crusher, but I'm going to need a bit of space. So where should we do it? I do want to do it left to right because that just makes sense in my brain. So we don't need that many, but we need room for the pipes. So let's start there. I think that should be enough room. So we're going to take the water out of the sink, obvious first step, and then we're going to put this into an electrolytic separator, and this will give us hydrogen and oxygen. And in this case, unlike a lot of the other setups, we do need to use both of these. So I will upgrade this eventually as well, but what I'm also going to do, I normally put the power cable at the back, but I think this might be easier. I've never done it this way, so I don't know why I try new things on camera, but let's do it anyway. Let's put the power cable underneath, and maybe that might work a little bit better. So might be a little bit ugly, but let's get a gate to put that. Oh no, I can't do that with these, can I? That don't work, does it? You can't put on there, right? Okay, let's get rid of the power cables, and we'll use the mechanism ones. So let's grab some of those, put those back, and just do that down here like that. And then we can put the gate on, let's put it underneath, and then we can block this in. That should be everything we need for power, and I can block that off like that. Okay, so that means we have hydrogen and oxygen. The next thing we're going to want to do is take the hydrogen and put that into a pressurized reaction chamber. Let's just have a look with the biofuel, and that will give us substrate and ethylene. And we also need both of these for this process as well. So it's a very efficient setup, this, because we need to use absolutely everything. First thing to do here is make sure that the hydrogen on the gases is output to the right. So at the minute it would output the oxygen. So I'm going to output hydrogen instead. Turn this one off, and then we're going to eject the oxygen on the top. That should work, shouldn't it? Let's go with that. So to remind ourselves that we've done that, I'll put that one there. And then the hydrogen needs to go to the right, and this is going to go into the pressurized reaction chamber. So let's put that just there like that. Got the hydrogen going in there. We also need water in this one as well. So can I just put this around the back? This is already starting to be a bit of a janky setup. Let's go like that, and we'll disconnect that one because we don't want it on there. So that's got hydrogen and water. So now we just need to get the biofuel into there. And that means that we need to put a crusher next to this. And what I'm going to do is put the crusher in the floor. Now I may need to upgrade this to a factory, but let's just do that. And I'm going to need to export the seeds into here as well. So this is, I think, the only thing that we need this for. So we might as well just run it across. And if we get an export bus, put that on the bottom of there, and then we can connect that up. If we just grab some seeds, put those in there, might as well get some acceleration cards. Let's just go with 2. I think that should be enough. Yeah, I don't need to do this mega fast. So right, that's doing its crushing thing now. That'll turn that into biofuel. So if we now just take an item pipe, put that in the top, set that to extract. Right, we need to set this so items, I want input on the front, and then can this eject to top, and we should probably clear all of this as well. Alright, so that's doing that now. That's sending biofuel into there. So we already have substrate and ethylene. So that's good. Next thing, we need to turn the ethylene into liquid ethylene, and that's why we have the rotary condensator. So let's put that down there. Now that should be going straight into there. So we've got ethylene, that's turning into liquid ethylene. And if we look at this, what we do with this is put this in the pressurized reaction chamber with the oxygen from the first step. And then we put the substrate in there as well, and we get the HDPE, and it's as simple as that. And then we just need to turn that into the HDPE sheet, and we do that in an enrichment chamber, which I haven't done yet, so we will grab that in a second. But as long as we get the HDPE pellets going, that's the easy bit. So from here, let's put, I don't even need to do any setup with this now, I don't think. So we've put that there. Okay, so we've already got the liquid ethylene in there. Now we just need to run this pipe across, because this is the oxygen. So we'll just do a bit of that, and then we disconnect these as well. Now that should have both of those. No, it doesn't. Alright, needs to put input on the top for the gases. Is that right? Alright, needs to set that to extract. And that is now pumping oxygen into there. We have liquid ethylene. Now it's just a substrate. Which, where's that come from? That's this one, isn't it? So probably don't have room to do that now, do I? Can't even go around the front. Alright, this is going to be a horrible setup. So I'll tell you what, let's do a pipe on top of there like that. Yeah, that looks great, doesn't it? We'll do that here like that, across the back and into there. Doesn't that look pretty? Okay, so let's do that. On the substrate, so items, output on the top and eject on, and then we need to make sure items can input on the back of here. Is that doing it? Right, yeah. So we now have liquid ethylene and oxygen and the substrate going in, and that is creating the HDPE pellets. Now, some of these, or all of these machines, will need upgrading, but I think we're doing alright. So electrolytic separator isn't backing up for either of them, which is good. So these machines are all handling this. This definitely needs speeding up. So yeah, let's just get the enrichment chamber, and we should be done. And I've already got one there, nice. So let's put that down. Hopefully this hasn't got anything in it. And then if we put output to the right, eject on, there we go. We now have HDPE pellets coming into here, and 3 of these will turn into one sheet. There we go, HDPE sheets, done. Nice. Right, and it's not going to do the quest because I haven't picked up every little bit along the way. So let's just grab one of those. All right, let's get 3 of them. Give me it. Of that. Right, that's those done. I have to put those into there. I'll probably need to grab some of these. There we go. So I've put those in there. I can now get all of those quests, and that is the whole chapter for mechanism completely done. Nice. So I'll just claim all of these and those as well. Right, so that is going well. We already have the HDPE sheets. So I'll get all this tidied up. Well, that's pretty much tidied up anyway. But I'll get all these machine upgrades in. I probably won't max them out because I don't need an absolute ton of this stuff, and if I do that, it's going to eat through all my seeds, and I don't have this automated yet. So I'll just tweak this a little bit, and then we can get on with using these HDPE sheets and getting back over to the reactor and getting the stuff we need from there. Right, so as you can see there, I've got everything hooked up to my ME system as well, and we already have the HDPE importing into there, and it's going up this fast. So very happy about that. And all I've done is just put a few speed upgrades and all the energy upgrades in as well. I haven't got them all maxed out like this one. I haven't put any speed upgrades in there, and that is keeping up fine. The crusher definitely needed to be maxed out, but don't need to upgrade that to a factory. I think that should do as it is. This is producing substrate at a decent rate. The liquid ethylene doesn't really back up that much, but it is full in here, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, this is turning the substrate very quickly into the HDPE pellets, and then straight in the enrichment chamber, and then crafted into the HDPE sheet. So very happy with how that's working. You know what, yeah, let's upgrade that a little bit, because I think just the I think it's the substrate that's a little bit slow at the minute, isn't it? But you know what? I think that's working pretty well. We may get these maxing out and they may cause a problem eventually, but I think we're actually doing alright for this. Look, so we're up to 74 already, so that's not too bad. So let's craft this thing. This is the thing we need today, the solar neutron activator. So let's grab that, and I think that should be a quest as well. So now we just need to take this over to the fission reactor, start pumping the nuclear waste into there, and that will give us the polonium, which we can then turn into the polonium pellet. So let's go get that done right now. Right, so this thing, all I need to do is place it down over here somewhere and pipe in the nuclear waste, just like we've done with this. And then from there, it'll be the same process where it needs to go into here with the fluorite dust, but that would need using up exactly, wouldn't it? So I may do this completely separate. I think that would be a better idea, wouldn't it? So we've already got the fluorite dust piping over here, so I'll get another pressurized reaction chamber. Don't know where I'm going to put it because this is a terrible setup at the minute. So may move this. Should we move this down here? Put that there, and then we can do the items coming out the back of that. Yeah, so that'll work now. And then I'm going to do the same thing and put a pressurized reaction chamber there. Let's grab an enrichment chamber and then a pressurized reaction chamber. I'm going to put that there. And I want the items input on the left. Hopefully that'll work once I get this up and running. And then I'm going to need the water going into there as well. Alright, like that. And then if I just pipe out, do I really want both of these running at the same time? That's the only question. I probably could just disconnect this. Is that a good idea? Right, so there's nothing in there at the minute. So what we could do, if we just disconnect that, grab some more of these, and we'll send this down this way, then put this down here, pipe that into there, and for gases we want input on the back and output on the front, that's right. And then we can do that, and input for gases on this thing is on the top. So I think that should work, although this isn't receiving the fluorite at the minute, so that is annoying. Why is it always this fluorite dust that's a pain? Oh no, right, I haven't said, I know what that is. Let's do that. Now is that working? Yes, right, so I've got the fluorite dust going into there. Let's just speed that up a little bit, power that from down there. And then I just need to pipe out the spent nuclear waste over to here like we did with this one. And this is looking pretty symmetrical now, so that this, from what started out as a bit of a terrible looking setup, this isn't looking too bad now. So hopefully this will work. Now, I should just be able to turn this on and that'll get pipes into there. If it doesn't, it shouldn't cause too many problems because we do have a bit of a buffer here. So let's do that. And that's gone into there. Now this won't work because it's night time, so let's just have a little sleep. And now that should actually start working, as we see that green bar on there, so that is actually doing its thing. And that should be turning that into polonium and sending it into here. And then once that gets to 1000 with the fluorite dust, that should turn into the polonium pellets. Well on the way. Nice. So I don't know, why is that not piping into there? I don't know. I'll check that in a minute. Okay, that's getting there, so we can upgrade this machine as well. But we now have our first polonium pellet. Nice. Okay, so that's not getting sent out, so we need to change the gases to output on the front. And that's the spent nuclear waste gone into here. And that is slowly getting rid of that. Nice. Right, so that is going well. And the thing we're going to use these for, not now, but we're going to get into the supercritical phase shifter. So for that, we need the supercharged coils. But mainly first, we need these things, the SPS casing. We need quite a few of them. I can't remember exactly how many I need, but we need the HDPE sheets, which we should have a ton of those by now. But I need to get a load of these polonium pellets, and then it's 4 polonium pellets to 1 plutonium pellet. And yeah, that only gives us 1 of the SPS casing, so I'm going to need an absolute ton of this. So definitely going to need to get this running. And I would like to be able to upgrade the water as well, because that is the only thing that's stopping me from raising the burn rate of this. I think fissile fuel is not great, I'm not getting tons in, but it's definitely the water that is the bottleneck at the minute, so I need to get that sorted. But for now, I should probably just stand here and let a few of these build up. And this is our third one coming in. Nice. Right, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'll turn this off for now and see if I can figure a few things out, and then we'll work out the next step. Right, so I've just been tinkering with this a little bit, upgrading a few things, and I've also put a tank on the back to export the liquid ethylene to, because it was backing up a little bit sometimes. So I've just turned that off now, as I've got a little bit more coming through. But the problem I've got now is I'm completely out of seeds. So instead of doing that, I've put moss into here, and the great thing about moss is it's EMCable, so I think that would be a good way to do it, wouldn't it? If I could get a constant supply of moss coming into here where I don't have to mess about, I could just use EMC to get that into there. I'll definitely figure that out at some point, but for now, I think we're doing alright for the HDPE, yeah, so 440 there. That is fairly good. I can definitely get this upgraded between episodes and get a ton more of that, but I've just been thinking about what I'm going to do now. So I've been through all of the quests for the advanced mechanism page, and I've claimed everything that I've done so far. I did have to craft a couple more things, but I've got all this done right up to where we've done the plutonium and the polonium. And some of the rewards I got are actually pointing me in a direction towards lithium, because I could probably do the next ones in here now. I could do the induction matrix, maybe. I think I need quite a lot more lithium for these though. Why? I don't need it for them. So it's just the internal stuff that, so I could probably do that. But you know what? I think I want to get the water sorted. And my plan for doing that, clue by the trees, is to use integrated dynamics. And I haven't done any of this yet, so that's why I planted these trees. I've just taken 10 of the saplings that I've been getting from sieving, just planted all these down, so this should be more than enough for what I need. So I'm just going to chop all these down, and do I get it? Yeah, so I do get the crystallized mineral chunk, and this is the thing that I need for crafting what I need to do this. So I do get that, but I'm going to process it a little bit as well. I don't know how much I'm going to get from this, because it's the logs you get those from. There's two types of logs. There's these ones, but there's also the enriched mineral log as well. And those are the ones that drop the crystallized mineral chunk, which is very helpful. And I don't need an absolute ton of them, so we may get enough out of this. I think having these trees here as well show me that I definitely need to get some more life on this island. It's very bare when there's nothing up here, so I'm going to get some trees planted, definitely. Okay, so I'm going to go there. I've got 30. I don't know if that's enough, but should we give it a go? I was going to do some processing and getting the squeezer and the drying basin going, but maybe we've got enough there. So the three things I need to craft are these. So firstly, the logic cable. I only need one of these, so we can definitely do that with those. I then want a fluid interface, and that's only 5 and a bucket. So again, already got that. And then we need a fluid exporter, which is just crafted with one of these, but also with an output variable transformer. So this is a little bit more complicated because we need some of these, but you get 24 from that, so can't argue with that. And then if I just craft that, we'll get 4 of those, and then a fluid exporter. And believe it or not, that is all I need to get a crazy fast fluid transfer setup going. So back over at the fission reactor, let's work through the rain and get this set up. So this is turned off for the minute. So what I can do, I only need one sink now, so I can get rid of all of these. And this is just going to be able to transfer this at about, like, I think it's 2 million buckets a tick. It's something ridiculous like that. Basically the max transfer that can be done in one tick. That's what we're going to do. So we'll get rid of this pipe as well. And the way these work, it's very much like applied logistics, where you need to have something that's attached to storage before you can export it. So the exporter, obviously, is going to go on there. And then this interface is going to go on the sink. And that is basically the network storage. So we can then take the logic cable, put that on there, and that is the whole network setup. All we need to do in here is we want this to export all fluids. So if we put that on there, that is it. That will now be working now. So can I just check this is right? So it will be really slow at the minute. There's just one little thing we need to do to get it going. But if we just activate this, we'll see how quickly this is going down. Yeah, so at the moment, that's not keeping up because it's not transferring it at a very quick rate. So turn that off. And I don't even know what I've got this set at the minute. So I've got that at 9 millibuckets tick at the minute. So after doing this, we should be able to increase that massively. So all we need to do, we don't need to craft any cards or do any programmers or anything like that. All we need to do is go into here and then go across to the fluid transfer rate, and that is doing it at that's 1000 millibuckets at the minute. So we're going to change this to the max integer size, and I have got this written down. I don't know this from memory. So it's 2147483 That's the maximum we can go. And now that should be able to do it crazy fast. So if we turn this on, that is not going down now. That will easily be able to keep up. So if we increase the burn rate of this, so we're at 9 at the minute. Let's go mad and go to 50. So that's keeping up. The water is still keeping up at 50, which is absolutely crazy. Very happy about that. Damage is still 0. Temperature a little bit higher, but that's expected. And what's coming out here? Is this keeping up? Right, so yeah, the polonium, that is going in there crazy fast now. So what do we have? So we've already got 2 just from those few seconds. The problem I might have now is the spent nuclear waste will probably go up higher than it's getting rid of it. So I'll need to keep an eye on that. And all these particles do concern me. But yeah, look, 4. And we're on to our next one. Is this upgraded? Right, I don't have any upgrades in there, so I'll need to do that now. So now I can get a ton of these polonium pellets. And that is what we're going to use when we eventually get on with the SPS. Now, I may not do that next time because we've been very mechanism heavy over the past couple of episodes, haven't we? And I know not everyone is into mechanism, and definitely not the higher tier stuff like this. We'll probably give mechanism a break next time and do something else. But I'm definitely going to leave this running and get as many of these things as I can, because I need an absolute ton of them for all stuff we need to do. And then once we get the SPS going, we're going to need this running as crazy again, because we need to get the antimatter pellets, and that uses up a ton of resources. So yeah, that's it. Nice and simple, this thing. Integrated dynamics, definitely very, very powerful, and it's a mod that I should play with a little bit more, to be honest. But this is doing the job, just from one sink. Very nice. Okay, so I've left that running for a little bit, and I've also upped this to 100 millibuckets per tick, so this is definitely cranking out now. And the water, still not a problem at all. And I've also added in another solar neutron activator, just so we can get through this nuclear waste a little bit quicker, and we can get the polonium into here faster, and then that means we'll get the polonium pellets. So we're almost at a stack now, which I'm very happy about, and we still don't have the fluorite dust coming in, do we? Did not need to do that. What all I've done there? So I need to turn that off now, because that's really bad. See, it was going so well, and then I do something like that. Right, that tube is empty now, so that is okay to break, I think. Oh, don't break other things accidentally. That would be bad. What are you doing? Okay, let's put tools away, not touch things. Okay, so we've got the polonium coming in, but the fluorite, for some reason, it's this, isn't it? This, for some reason, this keeps, when I load up the weld again, this pipe just disappears and doesn't extract for some reason. So yeah, that is now going into there. Okay, so now I have a stack of those, and there's still some in there, still to be processed. Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. Tons of it coming through. But as I said, the problem with this is that, yeah, we have 5 buckets in each of these now. I mean, they do go up to 512 buckets each of these, so they've still got loads of room in there, but that is going to go up fast if I don't keep an eye on it. But anyway, I think that's a good place to leave it. We've made some good progress there. We've got the HDPE going, then the polonium pellets, and we've also simplified the water setup and massively increased the speed of it. And that means we can now run this fission reactor at crazy speeds, which I'm definitely going to experiment with and try and up that if I can. But I'll do that between episodes, and if there's any explosions, we'd have to talk about it, do we? So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.